Hey, that's a soda pop from Soda Hughes, and you are watching the MOLOCH channel, and today we have a very exciting book. We're going to open the world of Mucha, A Journey to Two Fairylands, Paris and Czech, by Hiroshi Uno. And the two fairylands are the fin de siècle, Art Nouveau, the end of the century Art Nouveau, and Slavic fantasy. Alphonse Mucha. Can I just say, the foil stamping on the jacket and spine, it's just so beautiful. Warms my heart. Does the art justice. There's kind of a beginning section that goes into, I think we're talking about fauvism and the things leading up to this point. Giving some context, some art history. Some of it's translated into English, but I'm pretty sure the vast majority of the book is just in Japanese, which means I'll be missing out on some of it, but, you know, it is all good because I'm here for the images. I was reading a little bit about Mucha. I didn't know too much about them. Apparently they were a good singer. Was in choirs and stuff, and a big theme of their early life was always trying to get funding to study, because I guess the parents had already given basically all of their money to the education of the three stepchildren, and so they tried to get a couple of churches and monasteries to give funding for Mucha to be educated. But you know, they referred them to other places because they had already accepted other students, or they didn't feel like it. So Mucha was always having a hard time, you know, breaking through. I think I also read that he applied to the Prague University of Fine Arts or Academy of Fine Arts and was denied and suggested to choose a different career. Thank God they didn't, because Mucha created incredible, some of my favorite things, and I know so many people love it. The thing about Mucha's is it's just so ethereal and like timeless. You know, looking at Alphonse Mucha's art, if someone told me that some of these were made, you know, yesterday, I'd find it pretty easy to believe. Four Seasons. That was one thing. I wonder if it's because they grew up around religion and monasteries. I think they said early on that like spirituality and painting were very connected to Mucha. And you can see they always have like he always has these like illuminated frames and stuff, which does kind of have that kind of spirituality. It's one of the things I think is really awesome in Mucha's art, and they're very successful at, and is kind of one of the aims, I feel like, of maybe elevated figure art in general. Oh God, I love these two. So amazing. God. Just like taking, you know, a human is really just kind of this like gross flesh bag that is just always, you know, on the verge of death and dysfunction. So I think it's like awesome when you know, illustrators and painters are able to take something that is, you know, really a part of nature and kind of elevate it to seem like something more, and to add kind of a sort of meaning and decoration to it. Just a sort of, you know, superior presence. I think that's a big part of what makes humans interesting. God, the colors and the drawing. The way they do fabric and hair and flowers. A lot of the contour stuff really makes me think that maybe he was a bit of a Japanophile, or at least influenced by some of that. Although maybe that comes from the Slavic side. I don't know too much about old Slavic art. But that kind of stuff did become a big part of, you know, the viney sort of Art Nouveau identity. Oh god, these were amazing. These ones I have the hardest. You know, what is this, 1902? God, I love these ones. And they are so timeless. It's hard to believe that these were created like over 120 years ago. That's insane. But yeah, I guess Mucha eventually got kind of lucky after a long string of bad luck, and you know, they were getting jobs where they were working on set design, but then the theater burned down, and then they started doing some posters, advertisements. They worked decorating tombstones, and I don't know, it was relatable to me, just like, you know, a whole lot of, you know, random jobs and work and going through strings of bad luck. I was like, oh, poor Mucha. But at some point, he was commissioned to work, I think, for this count. And this count really loved their work, and I think funded Mucha's education. So, you know, rest in peace. You know, bless the count. I think it was Balassi, Count Balassi, or something like that. God, you know, if they printed one with a Mucha on it, I would have to get that. Hopefully it wouldn't cost thousands of dollars, but I do love champagne and I love Mucha. Put them together, perfection. Yeah, this Mucha is very incredible at just enhancing the objects that they draw and the things that they put their drawings on. It's hard to explain the feeling, but there's a presence to it. I do love the design of this book. It's very, very pleasant. Construction seems pretty good. It wasn't that expensive. I found out about it from I'll put her Instagram up. I'm horrible with names, but you know, I support a lot of artists. At this point, I'm following just too many people. She does a lot of illustration and sort of decorative drawings and stuff like that. And you know, you can tell that she loves Mucha, and I think she posted about the book. I love her art. I'd love to eventually make a book with her. I think she has some like stickers and prints and stuff available at a museum in Australia. I think I just saw that posted by her. I'll throw her social up probably if I remember, because she's worth checking out, especially if you like Mucha. God. So wonderful, my God. I'm just blown away every time. An interesting thing. As they were getting more and more success, Mucha got a camera for photography. And, you know, photography, I guess, was a big part of Mucha's art process. And probably why some of it is able to look the way it does is because he was using photographic references. And I remember one of my drawing professors was able to find some of these photographs, and it was very interesting to see. So yeah, don't poo-poo photography references, especially if you like Mucha. And who doesn't like Mucha? God. I'm sorry if I'm slowing the pictures too slow or getting distracted. Mucha is really my jam, and just I honestly haven't flipped through the book before this, and so I don't know. I'm just enjoying it a bit too much, I guess. I love it so much. The colors. Yeah, I guess he got luckier after that for quite a while. Some opportunities to do commissions in America, working in Nouveau magazines and with books. Even did illustrations for Czech bills, you know, their money. I wonder if there's a good and ethical place to get the images. Because this book exists, and I feel like this book is almost perfect. Although maybe I need to study more, maybe there's some things missing, I don't know. But it's, so far, this book has so much content and it's wonderful. Looking at this doesn't really make me want to make a Mucha book, because, you know, this exists and it's wonderful. Yeah, maybe there'll be a full English translation at some point, I don't know. Even if not, who cares? It's a fantastic collection of images. You can see some of the details there anyway. But I think I would like to get prints, but I don't know. I hate supporting people who try and make certain things exclusive, and I feel kind of, you know, some of the print places for these kind of things, even on Etsy, sometimes are a little bit sketch, and also, you know, you're looking at a little picture. Is the reproduction that they have actually good? The Slav Epic. His late life, very ambitious work. These things were huge. I can't remember if they're still okay. I think they might have been lost to a fire. Can't really remember. I think some of his work was lost to fire and some of it in war. It's very, very unfortunate. The end of Mucha makes me furious. So Mucha was getting a little bit older in the 1930s, and he was in his 70s. Of course, you know, Nazi Germany is doing their thing. And I guess Hitler is parading through the areas, and the influence is getting very heavy. I don't know much about Slav nationalism. I'm always a little bit concerned about nationalism, you know, especially considering the Nazi Party, and also the fact that, you know, we're all humans in the world, but also I think culture is important in art, but not at the expense of others, as long as they're not, you know, really doing evil, horrible practices. You know, cultures should be allowed. And I feel like the Nazis were definitely not doing that. So I don't know much about Slav nationalism, but he was a Slav nationalist. I guess Mucha even became a Freemason, which is a little strange. Interesting for me, especially because I guess some of you know I was raised Mormon. A lot of the more secret or considered sacred practices of the Mormon Church apparently are very comparable to some Freemason rituals, and the original prophet of the Mormon Church was even a Freemason for a time. So I was like, that's kind of interesting. But I guess Mucha's fascination with spiritualism, maybe that all makes sense. But I guess that made him a target of the Nazis. And he was held and interrogated for a long time. His health really deteriorated during that. When he was released, I think it said he had pneumonia, and he died shortly thereafter. which is just so tragic and frustrating to me. I mean, on the one hand, there's the fact that, you know, maybe we could have had a little bit more Mucha, and having that stuff cut short is always angering. And also, more importantly, just the extinguishing of a human in that way and just the disregard is just disgusting to me. Hopefully people can become better to each other. And yeah, that was the world of Mucha. Mucha is a huge influence of mine, and I love their work so much. I want to find good reproductions and eventually, you know, get some prints. I think it'd be cool to have them illuminated with gold and, you know, in beautiful, maybe shiny frames and lit well in a house somewhere. I really don't have much of a desire for a big house. But also, I have a ton of art, and I want so much more, and I want places to hang that art. So I might be doomed with a desire to always have more walls, just so I can hang more up. And sometimes it's nice to have things isolated, but you know, I might have a psychotic gentleman's hang at some point, because I just love it so much, and so I just keep getting art and always wanting more. Anyway, a great book. Thank you so much, Hiroshi Ono. However you say it, I apologize if it's incorrect. Thank you for taking the time to create this book. Big shouts out to the press, whoever crafted this book. Made nice, the colors are great, and I love the jacket. I'll probably put an affiliate link if it's still around. You can support the channel by using that. More importantly, check out my Patreon. By supporting me there, you can get benefits like voting on what video comes next, and also getting your name in the credits or seeing my own original art collection. So yeah, check it out. Helps support me and helps so I can keep doing this. Checking out art books, supporting other artists, big and small, and just continuing on this visual media journey. Thank you so much for coming along with me and checking out this book. I hope to see you again. Take care.
You're such a sweet